поне до тук няма много работа в предни позиции. Точно обратното сега шанс за Лудогорец и домакините повеждат в резултата. Се беше затворен и въпреки това пак си осигури топката за Текпете и удар на Текпете и е третото си изпълнение върната. Успява да се разпише, може би първите два изстрела бяха на фланга, абсолютно непокрит в един момент беше Доминик Янков. Той е между двама! 4-0 за Лудогорец.
Hello again from Bulgaria. After being away for 2 years because of the pandemic, to be back was so emotionally charged, and the first on the list was this trip to Razgrad for Champions League qualification. I had to literally cross the country. I renewed my driver's license and then I had to travel back to reach Razgrad. Why all this? Well, because Ludogorets is probably the most unique team in European club football right now. This is a team from a town called Razgrad, a small regional center in northeastern Bulgaria. It is located in the middle of nowhere, a region that was called Liverpool in Turkish or Ludogorie in Bulgarian, and therefore the name Ludogorets, which means something belonging to this region that would translate in English as a crazy forest. Before 2011, this team had a regional importance, dwelling in the lower tiers of Bulgarian football, mainly third tier and the so-called V Grupa. Then it was acquired by the Domushchiev family, who has international pharmaceutical businesses. Since 2011, Ludogorets were football champions of Bulgaria, totally dominating the league. The team has now a compact but modern stadium and top training facilities, which no one on the Balkans has. Ludogorets is so far ahead from its two rivals from the capital, Levski and CSKA Sofia, that it would probably take them at least a decade to catch up with. The Bulgarian league used to be a race with two horses, but no more Communist Party meddling in our football. So in with the new and out with the old. Here I'm trying to get on time for a match against the Slovenian champions Mura. I had to use public transportation, trains and buses. So if you guys plan to either support the team or your own team visiting, you need to plan carefully. I suddenly ended up in Targovishte, which is a neighboring town. Not the Romanian Targovishte famous with Graf Dracula, but the Bulgarian one. And this is probably the least visited regional center in the country. I have never heard anybody visiting this town for any reason apart from changing a bus, as in my case. And it's even more bizarre having in mind that it is situated exactly on the highway between the capital Sofia and the Black Sea coast. I ended up at this town, which is called Targovishte, and that was the closest possible place where you can take something to Razgrad. So now there is hour and a half until the next bus. I really don't want to waste my time here in this weird, I don't know what's this, look at this. It's kind of park, a dinosauria park or something. Quite strange. Doesn't look very healthy and very safe. So I'm thirsty, I'm hungry, I want to sleep. And I wanted to get as soon as possible to Razgrad in order to show you the Eagle's Nest, the Ludogorets training facility and the stadium itself. But it will take some time, as it looks like. I see some taxis there. Go and check with them. What do they think about taking me to Razgrad, if I'll be lucky with that. Извинявайте, до Разград колко взимате?
37 км, 37 лева.
So this guy will take me to Razgrad for 30 leva, which is like 15 euro. I think it's a good deal. I'll make him happy. Ой, той не вижда. Топло на човек. Да.
Тук ще крия зимни.
There was a bunch of very serious cameras, so you have to beware your speed. Структура стриктен. Хубав ден. Мерси. Чао. Аз ще рода. This was actually a very nice guy and very polite one. So do not avoid this taxi driver. If you are in Targovishte, find him. He's a serious guy and he's a serious businessman because he grabs the opportunity, doesn't let it fly away. And I'm continuing on my search for hotel. Let's see what we'll find here. Извиняйте, да попитам, някакво по-малко хотелче да знаете тук.
Виж, дето завой вземат, виж колите, виж, завива, виж.
Да.
Оттам завиваш, минаваш моста, светофарите като стигнеш, ти на така, направо и ще видиш билота като
Аз може да питам още някой там вече по-нататък.
Там два хотела има даже.
Аха,
Питай
добре.
хората.
Мерси много за помощта. You know, Razgrad and the town I was before, Targovishte, they are very diverse. Many people there consider themselves as Turkish Bulgarian, people who are Bulgarian but of Turkish origin. And they are very positive. As you saw, this guy, he was very positive, talking about the hotel. He tried to help in all the possible ways, and they usually like that. So you'll meet a lot of these people here.
And a lot of these people are fans of the team, and that's exactly what I like about the club. That it literally brings people of different ethnicity, faith and social status together. This is exactly the way it has to be. The team is very diverse as well. We have had players with very different ethnic backgrounds, and they have always been welcomed at the club and respected by the fans. So if you are a player of African or whatever origin, just forget about the cliches about Eastern Europe and intolerance. You will definitely feel at home in Razgrad, I promise. There is another side of the story. One of the most disgusting crimes of the communist regime was the ethnic cleansing of the Bulgarian Turkish minority during the 80s. which was in absolute contrast with Bulgaria traditionally being very tolerant and welcoming people for hundreds of years. Bulgaria was totally opposing any forms of slavery after becoming independent from the Ottoman Empire, just because Bulgarian children were taken forcibly from their parents for the military needs of the empire. Nowadays, the only remnants of racism in Bulgarian football come from the so-called ultras culture among the supporters of the big clubs from the capital. And it's quite satisfying when we actually beat the hell out of them on the pitch. In 2019, the same groups were involved in scandalous behavior during a national team match with England, resulting in sanctions and undeserved bad publicity for the majority of the fans in the country itself. The same story in the summer of 2022, literally days ago. Former Premier League manager Alan Pardew has left CSKA Sofia after he claimed fans racially abused the team's players. So when you watch made-up videos on YouTube about Ludogorets being the most hated team in Europe, made by somebody who has never been either in Razgrad or even in Bulgaria, who has heard something by somebody who was supposedly a Bulgarian, remember what I have just told you. It is actually an honor to be hated by fans with backwarded mentality and fanboy journalists, and Ludogorets will prolong their suffering, showing who's who on the pitch in the next years as well, believe me. It's very nice here. Come with the children, the family. Very nice park. And let's see if I can find the villa. Извините, била магазин тук някъде?
Известите е на главната улица. Наляво и...
If not, it will be a night in the park with the wolves of Razgrad. How cool is that? Oh, look here. Beautiful. You know, guys, I decided to call a hotel. Добър ден, една стая за един човек за довечера имате ли?
Не, съжалявам, няма нищо свободно.
Okay, guys, after ringing some hotels, looks like there are no rooms for today. So it's getting tough. I just can't make it without water. I thought there's nothing more important than getting into a hotel, but there obviously is to stay alive. And in order to stay alive, 20 degrees here. I love it. And in order to stay alive, you need water. At least. Or other liquids, which I'm thinking of buying here. And here are the first liquids that I see. It's a beer called Pivinsko. But I will skip it, because if I take a beer now, I'll be sleeping at least until 9, if not later, which means I won't be seeing any game. People are watching me. I'm funny. I guess that I'm funny, but that's the way it is. One of the foreign fans of the PFC Ludogorets, 1945. Not exactly foreign. Show me the water now. I'm killing somebody. Извините, водата.
Като и до касите.
Мерси. Мерси. Somewhere near the cashier. Wow, that's it. This is what I need. Exactly this size. Забравяме за маските и ги хванаме, когато вече няма нужда от тях. No, my wife took all my coins. Thank you very much. С карта мога ли да платя, извиняйте?
Да.
And I hope
Could it be this one? Nah. I think so. No. This is not a hotel. It's a hospital there.